Well, if you can't tell, I'm not in my truck. My truck had some transmission problems. I didn't think it was anything serious. It happened when it was really, really cold, like when it was like minus 50. It shifted hard a couple of times, which I didn't think anything of it because it was sort of the first call of the day, or it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, wherever I was going. So I took it in to get it looked at, and it turns out that the internal fluid filter fell off. It was so cold. If you know anything about transmissions, they have little magnets in them all, in the drain pan and in the filters, which is no doubt where our own boiler technology got its idea from, to pull those if there are shavings out, so you can see them right away, and to keep them from getting into the gears of the transmission. Nothing wrong with it. My mechanic filled it up and went to drive it, and it won't create enough torque to go more than a couple of feet, which is a bummer. It's not throwing any code, so I've had it towed to a transmission specialist. We all need specialists in our lives, and they say it's a fairly common issue with the Allison transmissions. If you've ever seen one of those Allison transmissions, I have. They are amazing. It's like putting 3 laptop computers. Like, there's chips and solenoids, and it's all in that encased body full of transmission fluid. I literally don't understand how it works, and I pride myself on knowing how things work, but that is an intense piece of technology. So hopefully I get some good news later today, and they say it was the pump or a solenoid, and we've got you fixed, and we can get you back on the road. Bada bing, bada boom. That's the hope at the moment. So I'm bombing around in a stupid little car, picking up stuff and doing a couple of little odd things here and there, which gives me time to express my feelings on the great many things. I know I said I was going to give my last thoughts, but I had a bunch of people send me this today from the Viega booth, and I love Viega. We use it as often as we can. It's our fitting of choice. I've talked to Colton both on Barn Banter, and we've had some discussions offline, as it were. Very nice guy, and I suspect he can take a little spit of smoke. But we're there at the Viega booth, and they announced their new Pressmasters, which is a hilarious term, and it's marketing. I get it. I don't know how many there are of them now, 6 or 7 of them. No shade to those guys. I mean, if Viega's going to give you discounts on their fittings, because they are the highest quality fittings they make, without you can get, there's a bunch up here. Nipco's one, and we've used those without any problems, but there's Viega's sort of the highest quality and the most expensive. So if they're willing to give you a discount on it to say you're a Pressmaster, very cool. So they announced the new Pressmaster, which I think is Canadian. I think it was Dines HVAC, I think. Anyway, the reason I don't know is I didn't actually watch the video. I got it sent to me like 4 times. So, but the interesting thing, as everybody knows about Press, is it's the easiest effing thing in the world. You just gotta plop down your money and buy the $6,000 kit. I mean, if you're gonna get serious, then you need the 1/2-inch to 4-inch kit. You need the gun that can do. I have the 351, which is the long. I don't like the pistol grips for whatever reason. I like the inline one, and that can do just about anything I need it to do, up to 4-inch. And then you need the compact crimpers and all this stuff. So if you're gonna get into it, it's like a $6,000 investment. But once you're into the investment, it's pulling a trigger. So the hilarious thing that I thought was they have the press masters, and then, and I forgive the reference. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it is what it is. They pull a tub tart from one of the bars that's around there, and say, "Come press this fitting," and they press it, and they, it's a perfectly pressed fitting. So it's a nice marketing move, but I do hope to see a reduction in people's pressing fittings together. The ASMR, I think that I'm saying that right. People did that for a while. Everybody wants to jump on the trend. It's a bit nuts. Anyway, that's enough of that shit. What I'm actually freaking pissed about is our own local politicians who, in the course of our mayor, in the course of the year that she's been in power, or a year and a half, she's given herself a raise and all of her cabinet. And then, so they all got a raise. They increased taxes. Somehow we still have, businesses going out of business because freaking taxes are too high. We have our local light rail transit, or trains that run all over the city. We have a massive crime problem on those. It's yet to be solved. We have a massive homeless problem. Our shelters are overrun. And what do they come up with? We are going to reduce waste by getting rid of charging for bags, which I talked about before. But it just smacks to me of just total disconnect from what's happening in people's lives, like for real. And I have yet to hear anybody anywhere have a positive take on this stupid single-use bag law. I think it's political theater. I think it's something that they can beat their drums on. And I do think, for the most part, the general populace is done with these ne'er-do-wells telling us how to live our lives. I certainly see it on the federal side of things in the U.S. and Canada, because our Prime Minister is an absolute nitwit. They literally, all that shit that went down over COVID just got, was declared unconstitutional, which the federal government's going to challenge. Because, let's just waste some more money. And if you've ever sued anybody or been sued, the only people that make any money are the lawyers. So it's just a waste of time. It's already spent 18 months in court, and the decision was against the federal government, which it should have been, because it's the most ridiculous thing that's ever happened, or one of the most ridiculous things that's ever happened here in Canada. And they're still going after it. He just spent, I don't know if you saw it, he went to some place in the Caribbean for like $90,000 for a vacation, which he obviously didn't pay for, but that's what it would have cost. And when a reporter asked him about it, he says, like many Canadians, I spent the holidays with family friends. And they're like, yeah, but you benefited to the tune of $90,000 for that vacation. Do you think that really translates well with the general public? And of course, his response is to repeat his asinine lie and spin is, I chose, like many Canadians, to spend the holidays with friends and family. The guy, they're just dweebs, and if they keep it up, I do think they're going to be reduced to third-party status, which means there's basically 5 parties in Canada. There's the Conservatives, the Liberals, the NDP, which is the New Democratic Party, which is the socialist wing of it, the Bloc, which I don't really know what they stand for, because it's literally I don't know how they can be in the federal election, because it's a provincial party. Nobody votes for them other than Quebecers. And then the Green Party, which is so irrelevant that their big coup was winning a seat a couple years ago. They might even have 2. I don't know. Anyway, they're going to be reduced to below the NDP in the number of seats they may or may not win. So it's going to be an interesting year. Anyway, as usual, quick hitter of 10 minutes. I can't believe how quickly that goes. excellent day, people.